the drama's back again. Everybody got secrets hiding deep within. Them and Chris got the whole town talking loud. One kiss, one lie, now the wall's coming down. Every twist got us losing our minds. Every episode crossing every line. We're breaking down the fights, the tears, the shade. Who's telling truth and who just getting played? Welcome to Behind the Gates, where the love and the scandal never wait. Behind the gates, yeah, behind the gates. Every heart's a rumor in the flames. Oh, welcome to Behind the Gates, where the truth comes out when the night is late. Ooh, behind the gates. Ooh, let's talk about it. Grab your wine, come and sit with us tonight. Everybody smiling, but it cuts like a knife. Truth in the hallway, lies in the hall. One wrong word and it all gets loud. The twist got us losing our mind. Every episode, crossing every line. We breaking down the fights, the tears, the shade. Who's telling truth and who just getting played? Behind the gates, where the love and the scandal never wait. Behind the gates, yeah, behind the gates. Every heart's a rumor in the flames. Oh, welcome to Behind the Gates, where the truth comes out when the night is late. Ooh, behind the gates. Let's talk about it. When the door shuts, everybody knows. The pretty little secrets start to show, and the whole town leans in close, waiting on the one thing nobody shows.
All right. Welcome to Behind the Gates, everybody.
What's up?
Podcast where we discuss all things beyond the gates. And I can honestly say that after last week, this week was kind of tame. What y'all think?
I'll say yes, it was kind of tame. I will say that they did give Derek a very nice homegoing or memorial.
They did very much better than they did by Doug. Yes.
They actually gave him one that we could actually see, as opposed
Hey,
to
Marvella.
saying
Exactly.
it was a beautiful service. and I
Right.
see nothing.
Absolutely. Right.
Me and
Somebody's
you.
an echo. It's an echo somewhere. I think it's on you, Donald.
Yeah, it's probably the place. It's probably the room where I'm at. Let me switch places.
We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get the elephant out the room. And while we're waiting on Donald, and let's just go ahead. Is he back?
Oh,
Is a dream? Is Deanna having hallucinations? What is going on? I did not appreciate them doing this to me with some guardian angel and some avenging angel crap. I wanted it to be what it is.
Well,
Okay.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think they're testing the waters because it's soap. So I think they're testing the waters because there was a whole lot of Doug talk for this to just be a dream and it to be done.
Okay. Can you hear me? Is there
Yes,
any,
we can.
is
No,
there any-
I think we're good. No, I think you're good. You're perfect.
Okay. So for me, this was not surprising for me. And I'm kind of here for the direction that they may potentially go with this. I believe Doug is dead. I think that's what the writers are wanting us to now officially accept. He's dead and gone. But Deanna is having a hard time accepting Doug's death. And Ursula, I'm really wanting your take on this as the counselor in the room.
Okay.
In terms of how Deanna's processing her grief. Because she's having a hard time with Vanessa moving into a relationship with Joey. And knowing that Joey owns the casino that basically caused her father's death, quote unquote. She feels that she's betraying Joey. She's betraying Doug by entering into the relationship with Joey. And so while her hallucinations, if we're going with that, is spot on, there's another side that everyone is looking at because they don't see what she sees. They're seeing that she's having a hard time grieving her father's death and is creating whatever it is in her mind to keep her father alive.
Yeah, and I mean it's spot on. There's not even nothing I need to add to that. She, grief hits everybody differently, and they always said that she was a daddy's girl, so of course she's holding on to that, and the fact that her mama was able to move on so quickly, of course, did not set right with her. So this storyline with her, even though I don't like it, I understand it because it's him being the figment of her imagination and wanting to have that to hold on to. Like, I'm not accepting of that. I have to have something to replace him with. So now this whole avenging angel, so to speak, and her actually being able to hug him, like that really got me. I was like, okay, they mess with us right here. Talking about, oh yeah, because I thought her arms was gonna go through him or something to validate.
Mm-hmm. But in her mind, she may actually feel it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So in her mind, it's there because she kept saying to Darnell, well, maybe you won't see him, but I'll see him. But then she was out there looking again like, Dad. So she really feels physically, emotionally, spiritually that Doug is there. And he was spot on with what he said to her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we looking in, we know, yeah, he telling you the truth. He is responsible. This is what happened to me, but only in so much detail because it's what her mind can fragment together that this is what he would say did to me. Now, if he'd have said, Marcel put me in the car, threw me over the cliff, burnt me up, then okay, now wait a minute.
But say that Joey is responsible for my death, and you in every Facebook group in the Beyond the Gates fandom is saying that Doug is alive, they don't believe it, or they may have not paid attention to the dialogue him and Deanna had. He said the reason for my death. So at that point, that's why I say I think the writers are now trying to set aside this speculation. Well, Doug may be coming back soon, and I think the writers are saying, nah, he gone.
He gone. But let me put this part to Deanna that way she can continue to dig further and not trust to get to the truth to come out. This whole thing with Doug, the figment of her imagination coming out, or avenging angel, or however they want to do it, he's giving her now the license to, no, you my baby girl, and this is what happened to me. You go. Don't let Darnell trust him. Get your mama away from him. Whatever you got to do. Like, it's now I have the license of my dad behind me telling me, be as big a bitch as you need to be, because you need to upturn this apple cart. So now she's going to be even bigger and even worse acting around them, and she's going to feel justified because she's going to say, Daddy told me so that I can get this out. But this is going to be the direction that the writers are going to use to get it out that Joey was responsible for Doug's death. Mm-hmm. And oh, what a time that's going to be, because that's going to crush Vanessa's world all the way down.
But even then, I'm not going to feel bad for Vanessa because, one, we already know what activity she was doing when Doug was being unalived.
Well, we do, but we also know she's grieving too. She feels very guilty. That's why she's going through what she's doing. Like
she don't feel guilty enough.
She said today she felt like she had to be exorcised, that she was haunted. So
she don't feel guilty enough when she confronting her kids, talking about, I'm going to stand on that. And the girl, bye. You know exactly what you was riding on when your husband rolled over that cliff.
But the dates when she said that whole exercise and haunting, and Doug is appearing to Deanna, are we going to take that turn, and are they going to make this go into the world of passions and make this a haunting and a supernatural, let me get back thing? Mm-hmm. Do you think that Beyond the Gates is too classy for that type of line?
I don't think they're going passions on us.
No, they ain't gonna go passions on us. And this is the thing that the writers, I think, this week are trying to now convey to the writers, or trying to get concrete. We are going to keep this soap opera not, I won't say drama free, but the way that we approach it will not be what we've seen in other soap operas. We want to keep it classy, sophisticated, high, I won't say high level, but high end. Yes, we're going to keep luxury. Everyone.
luxury and classy.
Because even
I
though
mean, I
we've
can
been
see that
begging
too.
for some cat fights, they said not over in here in this Fairmont Crest. We ain't gonna do
I
that.
don't appreciate that at all.
Neither do I.
They got to give us at least one. They got to give us at least one.
Because I need some
Stop playing
tussling.
around.
I need weave and
I
Some
need
hair
coming out of
pulling.
I need some whole
Right.
dynasty level fighting. This roll down the stairs kind of fighting. That's what I need.
And keep in mind, don't get me wrong, I love us a good read and a good drag every now and then, as we saw earlier this week, which we'll get to. But I love the reads and the shades when it's quality.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Well, see, I feel y'all on the mental health thing. However, the soap opera lover in me knows that a soap ain't a soap if somebody don't come back from the dead. So I'm gonna hold on to hope that at some point Doug gonna be back. It might not be right now, but I believe the waters have been tested.
Let's talk logistically with that for just a second. All soap.
I don't know how.
Well, all soap aside, we know that Jason Graham left the show apparently for health reasons, which did not allow him to keep up the rigorous schedule of taping. So he said, you know, you guys are always family. I love y'all. And he left and they gave him, okay, you out. Maybe with the caveat of opening the door later once his health was better. So I'm thinking maybe he's still not necessarily ready to return to the everyday taping, but let's throw the dog a bone if he's feeling better and ready to come back. So let's figure out how we can gradually get him back on this payroll without overwhelming him.
And they could bring him back as a recurring character. Be here for for a stint or two, and then dip and take care of whatever you need health wise, or recover from whatever taping you done, and then we can rewrite you in at some point.
Well, what I will say is, whatever that's what I was about to say. Whatever health issue he's got, he looks damn good.
He looks amazing. I think he's had time and recovery or whatever he had to go and handle. He looks good because everybody's remarking about how, you know, rested Doug look. I said, yeah, that's that heavenly rest he got. He looks amazing. He looks healthy.
Not the heavenly rest.
Yeah, he looks healthy.
Or it's one of those things where someone in one of the groups said that he could come back as a twin because I don't know how I like that. I don't know how I like that approach because even if he was a twin, but even if he was a twin, why are we seeing him now?
Right, and they would have mentioned Doug being a 10. I feel like there would have been mention of a twin being there.
Not necessarily, because let's think about soap operas over the years who have had twins pop up that we didn't know about. You got Susan and Kristen on whatchamacallem on Days.
Yeah. And I remember I was watching the other week the movie Tootsie. Y'all remember that with Dustin Hoffman? And I was laughing because when he ended up taking off all the makeup, talking about her twin brother, Edward Kimberly, whatever. I'm like, okay. Something like that would throw me too. Like, okay, let's go there. But yeah. I think they're trying to, like you said, keep it cute, keep it classy, keep it engaging, but keep it above reproach. So that people can't say, look at them people on them colored folks on the TV acting a fool on my CBS TV.
It's like just sooner or later it's going to turn into the reality TV.
The colored folks want a fight.
Right. But, you know, here's the thing. They have gotten that level of respect now that we see now that the Victor Newman is crossing over. I think BTG has gotten that level of CBS respect. Because the Victor don't go everywhere.
And nowhere.
So,
But he's saying I might just want to see myself over to Fairmont Crest.
Why I to see on over to the set and let me do what I need to do. Exactly. So, y'all, speaking of this whole line, who is the Impaler?
Child, at this point, I'm sick. I'm sick of the Impaler at this point.
Me too.
Because everybody trying to say Because
They
everybody
know how to
say,
run the storyline into the ground.
listen, because they coming up with all these now outrageous speculations. Like Tyrell could be the Paler, or Samantha. I'm like, okay, now
They just
y'all
doing
dragging
stuff
it.
now. Yeah, they just doing stuff. I still stand on it being Heather, his sister, but I was thinking Leah was the sister, but now I'm not convinced that Leah is the sister. I'm thinking that Leah works for Heather, that Heather, the
Yeah, I
sister,
do too.
killed the Impaler.
That is true.
I
That is
agree.
very much possible.
I
Yeah.
support that theory.
Yeah, I still think that, but they know. But see, if they know who it is, though, and the Impaler wants a meeting, and he keeps saying is it Heather or is it Owen? Or is it neither?
I would be more into Heather being the Impaler than Owen would.
Has she even talked about Owen lately? Is she still seeing Owen?
She hadn't mentioned Owen or not near our older.
Yeah, Owen might be dead, might be gone. Y'all saw we got our public service announcement this week.
Well, we ain't got there yet, but we're gonna get there. Yes. But let's just go here since we're talking about Joey. Darnell is saying, I need you to tell me again the night about my dad died. I need to be able to look you in your eye again. And Joey lied.
Joey should have said, look, the night your dad died, I was riding your mama.
In Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. That's my whatchamacallit, my alibi. I was in Puerto Rico on top of your mama.
Oh.
But see, Vanessa already told the kids that they didn't get together until after Doug died, which is a lie in itself, which I don't have sympathy for.
And she stood 10 toes down on that.
And that's why I don't have sympathy for Vanessa, because you done created this narrative and lie. So so whenever you do get exposed, I have no sympathy for you at all.
None.
Because all she had to say was, listen, I know that y'all have been away. Y'all are not in the ins and outs of our marriage, but we were having problems. We had our marriage open. And yes, I was seeing this guy. I don't know who your dad was seeing. I suspect he might have had somebody. Maybe he didn't. But this is who I was with. And this is what happened. Unfortunately.
And your dad was aware of it.
And your dad was aware of what it is. Now, I know that don't sit right with you all because you're just now hearing it, but this is the reality. At that point, you're not lying. They may not like it, but you didn't lie, because now there's no lie to catch you in, because that's going to be on top of everything else. Now you found out you stood in my face and lied to me, even though they suspect anyway. But the confirmation of that is going to crush Darnell. Because he's trying to look out for her. He the only one trying to stand by her. Deanna is like, I knew it from the beginning.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So Vanessa, I mean, I understand self-preservation, but at this point, you should have just come clean. The man is dead now.
And with Darnell, now take out all of what led up to Joey and Vanessa's interactions aside. Let's just take that part out and look at it strictly as if Joey and Vanessa actually got together in a legitimate way. Let's take that approach.
Right.
Joey was entirely too accommodating in my opinion. Because at some point, in terms of man to man, I understand that you are protective of your mother. I get it. Because for me, I was protective of my father. Well, I'll say more so my sister was protective of my father. I was open to my dad dating other women. Rachel, not so much, because she was the woman of the house, technically.
Right.
But for my sister, she was not a fan of my dad dating other women. Like Darnell is not a fan of at least Joey and Vanessa being together. But Darnell, at some point, you're going to have to let it go. Let it go, sir. Your mama's grown. And she's a human.
But now, in his defense, I don't even think it's that he has an issue with her dating other men. It's a matter of their daddy wasn't cold in the ground yet. It wasn't
at the funeral.
Yeah,
at the funeral, Joey was stepping around at the wake. Repast.
But
it was immediate disrespect.
But Joey has always been an open book. At least in terms
somewhat
of
open.
in terms of this perspective. If we're
As
taking out,
open as he could be.
yes, I'm taking it from the perspective of all messiness aside, and if Joey was a stand-up guy, and if Joey and Donnell was approaching Joey in this way, is one of the things where he's accommodating and he's understanding. Even in this conversation, he was accommodating and being respectful as he could be. So he put a nice way. Look, I don't know what else to tell you, other than I love your mom with all my being, and I will never let anything happen to her.
Yep. He said, "I'd take a bullet for your mama."
And then he said, "What else do you want?" And it's one of those deals where he asked the question, "What else do you want me to do to prove to you that I am who I say I am?"
Tell the
And
truth.
when you give the answers like, "I don't know," so then you're going to need time to see me, or at least try to engage with me and interact with me to see that I am who I say I am. Now this is if Joey was a stand-up guy. We know better from the fourth wall.
Right.
But Donnell he's not. He should trust his sister, at least in this perspective.
I mean, something, but he just trying to believe what mama's saying. I mean, it's kind of hard. You don't really want to believe your mama boldface lying to you, but
true.
She
Really,
is.
you don't want to see your mama
is.
with nobody else other than your dad. At least this so soon
quickly.
after your father's death.
Right.
I think that, and she should have followed Joey's advice and let's lay low and not at least a year. Let's get a year dug in the ground before you start.
Hell,
And part
give
of
us
this
3
is Vanessa's
months.
fault. And part of this is Vanessa's fault because Nicole, I'm not sure if you're going to go to that conversation here in a second, but Nicole asked a valid question. Are you trying to push Joey into a paternal spot that is void?
Right.
Because it's one of those things where she asked a valid question. Are you sure that Donnell is really accepting of Joey, or he's trying to play nice for your sake?
Right.
Like that wasn't, and one of the few times that was not a judgmental Nicole. That was actually a decent therapist that I paid good money to go see.
Yeah.
For the first time and forever.
Listen,
Who else need a therapist is this one right here.
she one of 3.
I am
makes
sick
me
of
sick.
Ashley. She is sitting up in here acting like she was Derek's best friend, that maybe they were still engaged or maybe they can work it out. And then she did not just cuss him out a week before for dissing Grayson, and he was jealous and accused him of all this stuff. And now look at you. Look at you.
Just disheveled.
Disheveled, just guilt-ridden. And that's what you did. Good.
And let it sit there. Let it marinate.
And this one too, she just as bad.
Just as bad.
Just as bad, because you did Derek just as dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all now gonna sit up in here and grieve. Look at you.
And that's the thing.
Naomi ain't grieving hard enough for me because Naomi is just like, I'm just glad it wasn't mine.
Basically.
And it was about to be yours. And we
could have been.
Because he was about to take that gunshot to the head like Abraham Lincoln.
Okay. Yes, he was.
Yep. Sure
It was
was.
about to be yours. It was so when she's I'm just so happy I'm able to do this because of Derek. Y'all owe Derek everything.
You sure do. And the only person recognized that is Jacob.
Now
Jacob, this is what I also want to see with this whole Jacob. Are you about to go there? Because I don't want to move forward.
Well, let's tread for just a second. Let's finish Ashley out. What ticked Keisha off this week?
Pause. Ashley is number 1 on the block. Period. Point blank at the end. Number 1 on the block.
Because you really just gonna let Jacob take that heat from
You open your mouth and then in trying so-called trying to fix it, she made it worse. Well, he was only there just to say Jacob. He was like, why would you have a civilian have your 6? Well, he was really there to have his 6, but he was just there trying to save his best friend. Oh, well, that makes it even worse.
No,
he was there covering for your trifling behind.
Trifling behind.
Your son is dead because of me, because he was trying to quote unquote protect me.
Exactly. And your son was in a place he had no business being. Nobody invited him there. Nobody told him about it. He showed up anyway and took a bullet. That's your son's fault.
That's mayonnaise
All
activity
for
right
me.
there. That's mayonnaise activity right there.
That right there. Derek would have
Straight
no
up.
business over there. None.
If it wasn't for Ashley, he wouldn't have been there.
And then Jacob, now this is where I do fault Jacob, but he did tell him, man, you need to get out of here, you need to leave. But then it got thick, so he had just had to hide him away. But he should have pulled his gun and said, get the F up out of here, for I'll shoot you myself. Go. But Derek with the all the questions. What's going on? What's happening? Talk to me. We're in the middle of a freaking crime scene. I don't have time to have these conversations with you, Derek.
We will have a beer next week. Let me wrap up this case, my nigga.
Right. Get up on out of here. Let's meet at Uptown. And you go home right now.
While you can.
While you can.
Man,
but at the time, Jacob didn't have the way to know that it was gonna go left. And he came to that realization today that, hey, if he hadn't been there, I would be the one dead. I was meeting my fate. I done saw my family flash, because the bullet would have been Jacob's, because Leah had already outed him. So catch 22, somebody had to go. Unfortunately, it was there. But because she straight up lied, well, omitted the truth. I won't say she lied. She omitted the truth.
A similarity with the distinction.
She damn sure didn't tell the truth.
It's a nuance.
A similarity with the distinction.
He did not tell the truth.
We end up here. And my heart just was gutted for Jacob right here.
I
would not. I would not. I did in this for him to say, I'm not gonna shake the man's hand that's responsible for my son's death. Jacob was not responsible for Derek's death.
He wasn't. And
Jacob did a lot of things wrong. He did a lot of things wrong, and we called him out on it from week to week about how piss poor this investigation was. He did a lot of things wrong, but being responsible for Derek dying was not on Jacob.
But you know what? I would think would make a good little drama if they decide to go this route. If Derek's dad files a wrongful death suit against the Fairmont PD, and so that this will flush out everything. So that while he's want to sit there and put everything, I can see him saying, "I want that person's badge. I want him removed from the force because he caused my son's death. Either you gonna settle me out, and then
everything gonna come out.
Either you settle me out or you remove him from the force.
Yeah.
Either way it goes, someone's going to be accountable for my son's death.
Yeah.
And so if Elon, of course, in protective father fashion, you're gonna say my son did a good job, and there's no reason why he needs to be removed from the force. Okay, well then you're gonna have to settle me out because somebody is I want a head on a platter. And if they do go to court and he hears everything that was related to how Derek was basically a person that had no business being there, but I really want how every single thing that Jacob did wrong in this case to be flushed out. And it will call into question Jacob's mentality in terms of, well, I know I wanted to do this. I don't want to explode this ring, but I did so many things wrong that I could have prevented this. Right.
But Noki, he did as soon as Derek got there. The question was, what are you doing here, man? You need to go. As soon as he saw Derek, he was trying to get him out. So he hid him because the block got hot and they started calling him Rashad, you all right? Mm-hmm. So he had to hide him. But at that point, when he first saw Derek, he said, man, get out of here. You need to leave. But no, Derek
refused to leave.
His insistence of, no, man, I followed Grayson here. What's going on in there?
Right.
What's happening? What's going on? You all right?
It was typical Karen behavior, minding business that is not yours.
Yeah. What's happening in there?
The equivalency of a Karen is a Bob. That's Bob behavior.
Bob behavior.
Bob. Is Ashley in there? I followed Grayson and he said Ashley might be in danger. What you doing here? He told me he was undercover with you, but I didn't believe him. Where we at? What's going on? Derek, get him out of here.
And this is my issue with the writers. You could have flushed out that whole thing a little bit more. I don't want you dragging it for 2 weeks, but you could have made that a whole 2 or 3 day thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You
Derek is gone.
We could have done it without taking Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Derek didn't deserve to
They
go.
could have just let Derek fall in love with one of the other firefighters and they move away. Let him
girl. What happened to the girl, man? We like
Puerto Rico Universe, Miss Universe Puerto Rico. He could have fallen in love with her. They could have went off and had some babies and just let him have his happily ever after.
I would have been satisfied with maybe with 3 people injured and 1 fatality of the 3.
Oh, and who was the fatality?
I could have been okay with it being Derek being a fatality. It's the way that they did all of this was just rushed.
No.
But in all honesty, I would have been okay with it. My preference would have been Jacob.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because I'm tired of his Boy Scout ass.
I agree with you.
You wanted Jacob to die?
Yes, because I
would have been okay with it.
Of Jacob, I am so sick of Jacob because the way that he approaches everybody in cuffs makes like, bro, take off these cuffs and let's square up. Real
holier than thou. Can do no wrong.
Like above reproach, like like the way that he approached Ren. I'm like, bro, get these cuffs off me and let's see who's really about this life. Real
you know the J-Force ain't going nowhere. Why y'all playing?
Well, I need
J-Force ain't going nowhere.
Listen, I should have.
Jared said take Grayson, not Derek.
Look, Jacob should have been critically injured. I would have been satisfied with that.
Yeah, I would have been.
I would have been okay with that.
He should have been in ICU. Yes, I could go with that because then that'll teach you. He should have been in the ICU.
I wanted him. You know what? I would have been okay with him taking a bullet to the head, but him being in a coma.
Damn.
Ooh.
I would have been okay with it. Like if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right. Like
put him to wake up and not remember who Naomi is. Like what in the world?
That's good soap right there.
Oh my God.
Fatality.
Because it's one of those things where like y'all have been renewed for seasons 3 and 4.
He could have gone in a coma. You're right though, because then he lose your memory. All kind of stuff could happen in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
But then Pella would have been in the hospital, and then they would have tried to take him out from there.
Then Naomi find out he in a coma. Naomi find out she pregnant. Oh Lord, I gotta keep it because he in a coma. I got to keep his baby, and he wake up. Girl, look, that's good. You are not wrong, Donald. You are not wrong.
I just don't want Jacob to have no bullet to the head. I just, rest in peace, Derek. And the friends gave him a really nice little memorial service. They did him okay.
Yeah, they did him right.
I'm glad they gave her the flag to give to his family. And I will be honest, the last call got me. I shed a few tears off of that.
That last call was
that was something serious. I was like, oh my God. I was watching it and then all of a sudden my cheeks was wet. And I was like, oh Lord, they got me.
Jared said he gonna wake up and think he was shot for real.
And they talk about, well, I'm glad I ain't Rashad and I can get rid of that hoodie and get rid of something that's burning phone. I'm like, yeah, the hoodie made your costume. I mean, come on.
You should have got rid of that hoodie before you put it on. For sure.
And the earring gone too, for sure. The earring is gone too.
He could have kept the earring.
That's all I know, but I'm saying all of that was supposed to be so-called street persona. Thought they'd do no more service. They all blew Jacob's cover. They did because how in the world was it all we here for him and we here he was there for Jacob?
Yeah, the ones that knew definitely blew it.
Okay. Donald is hopping off for the night, y'all. He's got a family emergency. Y'all keep him in prayer. But yeah, they did. They blew his cover. They talked way too openly about him being there to take on his best friend and to make it where people would have questions. they were speaking a little too openly, I think. I definitely agree with that. Most definitely. So let's move on. It was a nice service. Yeah, this heifer here. It was a nice service. I'm sick of her. But speaking of heifers, let's talk about Jessica. Jessica took that boy's virginity and then said, I want to see you all summer long. I even want to do it again 3, 4, 5 times, as much as we can get it in before I leave. And then I think we should just end as friends. How you gonna tell a boy that?
I told you she was playing him like a dude.
She absolutely, that's it. And that's the energy she gave me, Keisha. I'm like, she coming off as a man energy. Like, what is she saying?
She is the man in the relationship.
She is, and she was like, I'm thinking she basically scared Tyrell gonna get sprung. I done my thing.
Look, I
done put the tie-out on him, the boom damn doom doom, and now he's sprung. And what am I gonna do? Because I'm trying to go to school and live my best life at UCLA, and he gonna be over here fiending. And what he expect me to do? Fly back every weekend? That ain't about to happen.
She said, I ain't never, ever coming back around here again. My daddy crazy. I'm trying to get to the other side of the country fast as I can.
Exactly. And here go Tyrell gonna be in his little car driving cross country trying to get to some. I felt so bad for him, and they didn't even pick it back up right here. Tyrell got his heart broken. They didn't even visit the story no more.
I'm sure we'll see it again.
Oh God, Noki said Jessica is a hoe. It was not her first. It wasn't. He was not her first, but I don't know if she deserves of the whole word. I don't think she gets the H word, not just yet.
I think she
is hard.
She's in a running because of how she did him.
She's hard. She a hardcore now. She hardcore. She's a woman on a mission. She know what she wants. Let's just put it that way.
Who is that? Says that's right.
Miss
Oh,
Faye.
here she comes. She's a man eater. Yeah. Yep. She is a man eater. You're right.
I felt so bad for Tyrell. My little heart just broke for him. I said, Lord have mercy. Well,
dang.
Now, I don't know if this particular scene was necessary or not. I'm still the jury's out on that. But was it necessary for Danny to tell Bill that Mike was undressing her with his eyes, and that because he was cheating so much that she just felt alone?
I could have done without it. But I guess she wanted him to realize that he was as bad as it seemed.
I guess so, and that's why Naomi didn't want to be around him or whatever. But I don't know. The jury's still out of the necessity of this scene for me. The jury's still out on that. But I love the lipstick color. I love the outfit.
Yeah,
I was kind of upset that she sent Andre to the memorial alone. And I was like, why aren't you there on the arm of your man?
I think it's okay. He ain't thinking about Ashley like that right now.
Well, he may not be, but what about her? Because I saw a picture, and I'm trying to see where it is. I meant to bring this up. This picture right here. There's something in the eyes and something in the milk ain't clean. And I was like, where is your wife? Even though he just went up and said, she said, oh, I'm so glad you're here. He said, okay, I wouldn't have missed it, and went on and took his seat to the back, which I'm glad he did. But this look right here is like, maybe.
I think we have expressed to y'all that y'all need to leave that the hell alone.
I don't trust Ashley either, Faye. I don't.
No, I really don't. We have expressed to y'all need to leave that the hell alone. Now I need y'all to take that under advisement. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that.
But back to this. I mean, she did set him straight. She did make him think about a few things, which that part I can appreciate. Like I said, the jury's still out as to how I really feel about it. I don't know. It's worth mentioning though. But with that being said, we're going to take a break. We come back with a little bit of trivia. And we'll see how well y'all pay attention. And yeah, we'll be right back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hold your seat, don't move. We're cutting to a break. 15 seconds later, I'm back with the gate. Popcorn gone cold. You still got your grin. I got a little detour. Then I slide back in. Wait for it, wait. Don't touch that dial. I'll be through the noise in a minute, child. Behind the gate, we'll be right back. Behind the gates, then we snap right back. Right back, right back. Keep your
Stand up strong, let your voice be heard. Hope and justice in every word. Hand in hand, we rise above, building change through strength and love. Join the NAACP today. Oh.
All right, y'all.
You see Jared's comment?
Let me go back in. Y'all go ahead and comment on the trivia for tonight. Keisha, keep who does what, when, where. I was actually low-key hoping that footage from our podcast funeral would be played for the memorial. At the very least, the music. Yeah. No. They would have to contact me so I could get that song for Derek. Yeah. That was an original. All right. So, Keisha, as you mentioned earlier, one thing about BTG, as we have learned, they're going to give us a good old PSA from now and then. So now our latest one is about type 2 diabetes. And our dear sister Mona has been diagnosed. So now they got her eating right. What did she have? Because Jan called her out. Say it's not you, not like
She
you
usually
to
has
have
a cinnamon roll, but she didn't want her cinnamon roll. I can't remember what she had instead.
She had like a salad or a wrap or something, but she didn't have her sweets. And so she started explaining about how Black women and their type 2 diabetes situation.
Yeah, they got their PSA in.
So this is our new PSA now. So listen, ladies, and it is very serious. We don't say that to mean that it's trivial. Take care of yourselves. Watch what you eat. Make sure we lay off all the things and eat a little bit healthier and take care of ourselves. And we all can stand to lose a pound or two.
Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah.
So let's keep the type 2 diabetes at bay and do what we need to do. We had a walking group. We need to start that back. I got very busy. Keisha got very busy. Everybody got very busy. Angela got very busy, and our lives just took turns in situations we didn't expect. But we are going to get our Walk With Us group back, and that way we can work out together and hold each other accountable for getting those steps in. So y'all just keep up with that, and we'll advertise that in the group when we start that back. It'll be quite soon. I've been going on my own, but it's always better when you have support. So with that being said, let's move on up to some of y'all's favorite couple. They not mine yet, but Ted and Shanice finally made up.
Oh, they're not my favorite now. DeAndre's always my favorite.
Well, I said some of y'all's favorite couple. Don't throw a shoe at Anoki. They young. I think they misspoke. They misspoke. But yeah. She's sitting up in there. I'm glad she finally got Ted the time of day because he was almost out the door. And the way Nicole moving, he gonna be back at the house soon. He gonna be back behind the gates for real.
I don't know though, because if she really thinks about, well, I know who should be out of the running now. And Kyle brought that to her mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
The only time you think of this ninja is when you with him. You don't think of him when you with me.
Mm-hmm.
That means you got a knockoff Ted.
Pretty
you have
much.
An imposter.
You have an imposter. So they make up, but this one he told her, "Don't you ever interrupt me when I'm with Shanice again."
It's about time he grew some balls.
But it didn't work.
No, it didn't.
It didn't work because she Watusi herself right on down to the press conference at Garland Memorial and showed her entire ASS. So we up here, first of all, look at Elon. They got this press conference, right? And then they asked Ted as one of the board members, or maybe he's the chairman of the board, I don't know. Ted's speech was, we're doing everything we can to make sure nothing else happens at Garland, and we are taking a close look at everything, and thank you. I was like, okay, that's all you had to say, bro?
Ted said that is not his job.
He didn't need to be part of the press conference then.
They ain't elected a new what don't call him yet, so he had to.
But lo and behold,
let this fool get up to the mic anyway.
Elon. She pushed him out the way, said move, and he went and stepped back, and then she got up there and gave the performance of her life.
She conjured up them damn crocodile tears.
Hey, she cried better than most people on this, so because most people can't cry, they be trying forever. But Leslie had the tears rolling down them cheeks. I gave her kudos for the tears, for real.
She might be so sick.
Oh, this heifer. She did this and then went right over there and said, "Oh, Ted," and hugged him on camera.
She said, "Oh, Teddy,"
and hugged him on camera. And he was like, "What? What?" Shanice standing over there in the corner and flabbergasted, and he's sitting there saying, "What is up with you in this ridiculous hug?" She did that. She let the whole DMV know this her man. And I hollered.
He should have pushed off or shook off or something.
He should have done something. Ted always get caught out there trying to be the gentleman. Trying to be the gentleman and
Stuck on
always end up. You're right. You're right. And speaking of stuck on stupid, I don't have a graphic for it, but I want to have a serious conversation for just a moment. Why is it that Martin was not as upset with Smitty as he should have been, realizing that this was the case that Smitty was working on, how he put his life, his family's life, Jacob's life, everybody in danger, slinking in and around town, this plasma ring, keeping it secret, not giving anybody a heads up. Those are the very things that Smitty accused Martin of when Martin had his situation. But now Martin is sitting there telling Smitty how proud he is of him, even though he knows the dangers. He did not go there. He didn't put Smitty out the house like Smitty put him out. He didn't even mention about you put our family in danger. He said nothing.
No, he didn't hold him accountable at all.
I have a problem with that because Smitty gave Martin the 3rd degree. He raped him across the coals for that. And here you are. Martin wasn't sneaking out at night with the enemy, breaking into his mama's office and doing all these things that was shady and all in the middle of stuff. And Smitty, you took it way to the extreme, and Martin didn't call you out on it. And so I'm interested to know what you.
I don't know how much of that Martin knows, though.
You heard what he said and told Kat and Chelsea that he was a part of this and taking down the plasma ring, and he broke the story, and that's where he been. So you knew it was enough data.
He doesn't know about him breaking in his mama's office and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he don't know about that, but he knew it was dangerous enough that it was a situation that got Derek killed, and he was in the middle of it. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
What more you need to know?
You're right about that.
Now I understand why you didn't want your security detail. Talking about I can't have them. No.
Yeah,
to me,
he should have gave a little bit more.
Martin gets a nomination from me for that.
I'm not going to nominate him for that.
I am nominating Martin for that, for the simple fact that yes, because it seems to me you are letting Smitty run your relationship. What Smitty goes, and you just step and fetch it to stay in the house that you pay for. That's truly how I feel. It's Smitty can put me out my house, but I got to go live with my grandparents out the house I'm paying the mortgage for, because not until recently Smitty wasn't working. He was the stay-at-home mom. And now I feel like I can't say nothing to Smitty and put him on check the same way he tried to check me and hold him accountable. Smitty would have spent at least 2 nights at the Bowman if it was me. You need to go somewhere and think about what you did to us, because that's exactly what he did to Martin. Now, am I right or wrong? Tell me when I'm wrong.
You're right.
I am.
I guess I'm thinking of it in terms of Smitty is the woman in the relationship. So,
and that which makes it even worse. He's the nurturer and he's the one at home, and you out there in the street doing shady stuff. That makes it even worse. Because if anybody, the kid's supposed to come home to a hot meal and a face at the house, which is supposed to be mama, which is Smitty. And Smitty out there with a baseball cap on and a zipper hoodie in the sketchy part of town or in the motel with Jacob. And even if Joey had pursued it further and put it in the news just to be shady, that could have ruined Martin's campaign about Smitty having an affair at the hotel.
Yeah. You're right about that now.
So Martin is just no, and Smitty's still lying because he didn't come forth with all the things he did in this case with Martin, and he does the same thing that he backed Martin up and talking about. You told me a half truth. You didn't tell me everything. And I'm your husband, and you didn't tell me. And he did the exact same thing, and Martin has not called him out. So yes, Martin has earned that nomination for me. He may not go home, but he getting a nomination because I didn't appreciate it. Not at all. not the way Smitty did him. No. Smitty drug that thing out, kept Martin out of his happy home and his warm bed for months. So no. He don't get off with that. But speaking of, you mentioned Kyle and Nicole earlier. And Carlton could never.
Carlton's just so creepy and ill.
I don't think she would sit there and do work and let Carlton spend the night. She'd be like, I got work in the morning, Carlton. You need to go home.
They just look so natural together.
They do. And she was like,
I like them together more than I like Ted and Shanice.
Yes. And I put in one of the other groups today, I think that the running is now between Kyle and Ted. I think Carlton is.
Yeah.
Carlton is just a convenience every now and then when he decides to show up. He is not anything that her heart is throbbing over. She ain't been over to Carlton's house to sleep up in the bed with him when she want to.
She ain't got a key.
She ain't got a key. He ain't tried to give a key. And he said, well, you got a key to my house and you show up whenever I turn over and you on my pillow. So guess what? I'm going to stay with you tonight. And she was like, oh, you want to stay? Oh, well,
she didn't tell him no.
She sure didn't. It was new, but she was like, oh, well, okay. Hey, Miss Lily. She said, okay, you can stay. And I was like, look at them. Marvella, come on now. She said Carlton is the impaler.
Marvella, you about to be from the Big Brother house.
He too square for that. I don't see that at all. I see Carlton as being too corny for that, to pull that off. I think it's Joey's sister. I don't think it's Kyle. Too. I think it's Joey's sister, Heather, is the impaler. And I thought for a little bit that Leah might have been a sister, but now that they're saying it's Heather and this, that, and the other, I think, Why you want Kyle to be the impaler? I don't want Kyle to be the impaler.
No, it's Joey's sister.
No, I think it's Joey's sister. I do believe it's Joey's sister. I want to know what's going to happen to Grayson now. Like, is Ashley ever going to forgive Grayson? Or
she needs somebody. Let her have him.
Well, she told him, every time I look at you, all I can think of is that you're the reason Derek is dead. So,
well, your heart broken out. It's the perfect time for you to sign up for Doctors Without Borders.
Oh,
sorry, me and Ashley is just not my favorite character at all. And
I mean,
when she
really
lied on Jacob this week, I was like, it's time for her ass to go.
Yeah. Speaking of time to go, Bill got the shaky shakes.
She is steady trying to kill Bill.
What do you get when you put a glass of milk in Bill's hand? A milkshake.
You silly.
I cracked myself up. Okay. It's starting to work again. She's been dosing him enough and overdosing him and dosing it, and now. Well, okay, so back up. So Miss Faye, you said explain to how the impaler is Joey's sister. Okay, well, he said that his daddy was super ruthless in the way that he dealt business and the way he treated people, and that his sister Heather was just like his father. She left, but she went on about her business. So I think that the sister is the one that is undercover, being the impaler and running that ring and being as ruthless as Joey's father was, the way she treating everybody, got people stabbing and killing and all this other stuff and pushing for that behalf. So that's
And we
how
know
I
that
think.
he knows who the Impaler is.
We know that he knows who the Impaler is, but then he's saying he didn't have any contact with the sister. But then when Vanessa was digging, he really backed her up really quick and say, I told you, I didn't tell you I
Leave it
needed you
alone.
finding them and leave it alone. So I really think, and the writers wouldn't bring Heather into this for no reason. Again,
Right.
they wouldn't mention the sister for nothing. So I think that the Impaler is her. That's my theory. That's our theory. We'll see if we're right, but that's the reasons why. Back to this. So Haley is dosing everything Bill get, every drink, coffee, tea, hamburger, whatever she can get. She take that vial out her bosom and load Bill up with it.
In
And now
public, in
he's
private,
in
in the
public,
office,
private.
everywhere.
Everywhere. She just walk around with a bottle of a vial in her bosom. I want it to fall out.
Carlton ain't got no secrets. He weird and creepy and boring as hell.
So I think it's only going to be a matter of time before Bill fall out.
Yeah, he gonna be in the hospital soon.
And something's going on with Bill, and he's shaking.
He might
all over
fall
the
out
place.
at the wedding.
Everybody noticing, Bill noticing the shake. He's somebody I should call Madison. And Haley was real slick with it. Like,
She
yeah,
was.
let's call her like, right now, but then maybe I can tell you what's really going on. You know, you stressed and you this and that and the other. So she played concern real good. Then she took it back. Was like, nah, you don't need to call Madison. I let Dr. Haley
She
help
reverse
you.
psychology him.
She really did. She played him straight. Leslie peeped her card really good earlier, but it's something going up with Bill. Bill shaking. Bill gonna fall out again. He gonna lead up to another stroke. And I hate it, but good riddance, I guess. I don't know. Now, Vanessa.
I don't know how they gonna play this.
I don't either. Vanessa cleared out Joey's locker today. And I mean, Doug's locker. And she was telling Joey how she felt about that being haunted. We talked about that earlier. So Vanessa, we see next week when she keeps getting into the business and said, oh, Jacob Hawthorne thinks you're the Impaler. What are we going to do about him? She getting a little bold. She trying to become Miss Griselda.
Griselda was the boss, though.
That's what I'm saying. She trying to weasel her way up in there. So I don't know. Is there anything else besides the obvious we didn't cover before we get here? Let me look and see if there's anything else we did not talk about. Haley tried to, not Haley. Leslie tried to hire Randy. Randy said nope. So she ended up offering Grayson the job at the clinic to take Derek's place. Keisha thinks that was noble. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'll give her some kudos for that. That was kind of her. Oh, snake it, huzzy.
She needs somebody. Martin and Tyrell had the sex talk. I could appreciate this conversation that they had. Martin said his first time was with a woman and it was tragic. I wanted to see what else he had to say to Jessica. Ted lets Nicole know that he nominated her for chief of staff. She said, you are out of your mind. Kyle reminds Nicole that the only reason Ted probably did that is to stay in her good graces and keep her close, which she had a little smirk. She did, it was kind of like, oh, Ted feeling me again. So that's how I think they're going to, open that door back up with them too.
I think it's too soon for them to do that. We got a renewal 2 years. They can't rush back in. It ain't even been, it's just been a year.
It's been a year, We got Keisha's least favorite couple.
I won't say they're my least favorite. They're just boring. They're neck and neck with Naomi and Jacob. They're both boring couples.
What are we going to do? Are we going to invite the mom to the wedding or not?
Who cares?
I'm wearing a different dress. blah blah blah, whoop de whoop de whoop. I'm gonna wear something off the rack. I'm gonna let Chelsea be the star. Did Eva give Grayson the combination on the plaster? No, she didn't give it to him. He looked over her shoulder when she got it. When he went over there to say, I'm coming to get something, she said, oh, let me get it for you. And she got it, but he looked over her shoulder at the combination. So he remembered it. That's how he got it out that night. So Eva didn't give it to him. He peeked it from her shoulder. So let's just go here now. The Grands. Y'all. Vernon and Anita said it's been long enough and it's time to get this party started. I don't know about y'all, but I turned 50 Shades of Red during this whole exchange.
They was doing way too much.
They did way too much.
Look, when Martin came in and she had to button that blouse back up.
I have nothing against elderly relations.
Don't need to see them.
But they made me blush. I put my hand over my eyes and I was doing like this. To the screen. I said,
look, were you ready to go pour yourself a scotch?
Listen, yes, listen, because it reminded me of my grandparents. And I was just as mortified with them. Like, oh my God. I felt just like Kat. Kat walked in and said, oh, okay. I didn't see nothing. We can pretend this never happened. I'm out.
However, it is their house. And for that
house.
Reason, it is time for Kat to get her grown ass up out that house and go get her own place.
But didn't she even say she had her own entrance to the backside of the wing that she's on? So why would you come down to the living room to say you're leaving? Just go. Like, what's the problem? But the fact that they didn't get up and lock the door after that, it's still baffling.
This is my house. I pay the bills. And if I want to do my wife on the couch, then I'm going to do my wife on the couch. That's what Vernon said. And he said what he said.
Honey, when they got here, the screams that was coming through my living room.
I said,
and then here come Martin through the door. Wait a minute now. Martin goes,
Martin about took me out for real. When he walked up in Uptown afterwards, like, oh my God.
You don't believe what I just walked in on. Cat talking about, I can believe you. That's why I'm here. Here, take this scotch.
That was
but he was stumbling over the words. Okay, well, see what they was about
to play butt naked freeze tag in that living room.
Butt naked twister is what they was about to do. Look at him.
Ooh, Vernon.
And then to make it so bad, this is the part that got me, because they got tired of all the interruptions and they kept, I guess he was, say, okay, we're going to keep it. They go all the way to the Bowman to go to the hotel to get it done. And then Vernon go put that do not disturb. And then you hear her talk about, Vernon. I said,
Vernon.
Jesus. Y'all made me
Don't
blush.
Disturb this groove.
Y'all made me blush. Y'all made Grands. Y'all
I'm
made
like,
me
well,
blush. And yeah, exactly, Noki. Do me, baby, like you know. I mean, and that's all we saw is this little bit of back. But when I tell you they scene was so steamy, I had to turn away.
Yeah.
It was class.
Not making whoopee.
It was done very class.
It was done very classy, but it was still too much.
It was Dupree level, high level, but it made me blush. It made me blush. I had to cover my eyes. I felt like I was watching Triple X movie. I don't want to see the Grands in this position. I'm sorry. I'm just like Kat and Martin. This is too much for me. Kat and Martin got to leave. We had to stay here and watch what was going on. And
it was funny. It was funny, but it definitely made me blush.
It made me blush big time. And like I said, it just reminded me of my grandparents and some very awkward exchanges I had with them, and I was like, that's not the visuals I need this afternoon.
I need a cough drop, Lord.
Oh my word! Yes, very much, very much. Not slow motion for me. No, yeah.
Don't ruin that song for me. Please don't ruin that song. I like that song.
But the way that Vernon came with all the gifts, the lingerie.
Yes, look,
fellas,
I need y'all to take note. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it. If y'all ain't got none in a while, you trying to get reacquainted with your lady. That's how you do it. The great Vernon got smooth. He smiled. He got style. He's smooth. He got
Granddad got game.
Granddad got game. He showed you what you're supposed to do, how you supposed to set it out. How do you properly seduce your lady like this? Had the lights and the music on the cell phone.
On cue, ready to go.
Ready to go. He thought about it. He planned it out.
He said, give me the green light. I'm ready to go right now. He had popped his blue pill, and that pill kicked in. When he closed that door, that pill kicked in. She said,
burning. Burning. Oh.
Burning.
Oh my Lord, honey, what happened? Oh yeah, they made me blush. They made me blush bad. They made me blush bad.
Oh God. He said, ooh.
I wanna set you up. She said undressing me has been your greatest. What she said, your greatest not greatest accomplishment, but one of your strengths or something. She said undressing me was something. And then what he said? Oh my God, it was something. And she said, "Oh, you afraid of my port?" And he told me, "Oh, I just might kiss it." I was like,
they were doing too much.
Team too much was Anita and Vernon today.
I was like, oh my gosh, y'all nasty.
But that suit is everything.
Yes, it is.
Anita's outfit, oh my goodness, she always looked good in white, but that right there, that was everything. The whole ensemble. Kudos to you. Everything. And Vernon in his youthful look, he looking more and more youthful every day. Just a little salt and pepper. Lord have mercy. And just like Ted, remember Ted told Nicole, but I want to tap you. Did you hear that this week? Well, she said you could tap somebody else to get the job. He said, but I want to tap you. And she looked at him talking about, you want to rephrase that? I said, oh, Ted sending his.
I did not catch that.
You got to go back and watch it when he was telling her that he wanted her to be chief of staff. And she said, you can tap anybody else for that job. And he said, but I want to tap you. Well, she said, you might want to rephrase that. I was like, oh, they done told it without telling us. They told us without telling us. Yeah. This was it. This was everything.
That's
exactly,
what I said the same thing, Jared.
Yeah.
Like this show, think about how much more they could have done with this show if they had like 5 kids.
At least a boy. One boy.
Yeah. Like if they had 5 kids, so that means you got all these different branches on the tree we could have dove into. Like that would have been, they did them a disservice by only giving them 2 girls.
Yeah. Yeah. They could have at least had the boy. They could have at least had Vernon Jr. or Vernon the third.
Yeah, they definitely should have had more than 2 kids.
Yeah.
Especially back in the day, people had more kids if they could.
That's how they make it down the freaky snacks. Push it. I don't want to think about it no more, Noki. I don't want to think about it no more. No more.
Ooh,
no
baby,
more.
baby. Baby.
She said, you make me want to shoot.
She said, get up on this.
Y'all got us cutting up on this podcast. No, we're not about to. Look, one more time. Let's be traumatized. One more time. Look at that.
Oh God. We gotta find something else for me to end my night with, because I can't be thinking about that shit all night.
Well, do you have any announcements? Do you have any?
Look, I know you can end the night on. You probably don't even have it. Now I got to
What?
find Facebook.
What?
I can't remember his name, Mr. Firefighter.
You know, I couldn't find it.
It's on the book. Hold up, let me find it.
Because we had a
Yes, he was-
gatekeeper this week said
He
she
was nice
adopted
to
him.
look at.
We had a gatekeeper this week that said that was her new man.
It was ever so kind of them to give us him to look at for a little while. If they
Yeah.
should decide they want to, give him a bigger part in the show, I would be okay with that.
I do have this picture of him though.
It was a picture with him smiling.
I have this photo. Hold on, let me put it in here. Let me see. Hold on, bear with me, folks. I do have this one. It's not from the memorial, but it is him still, nonetheless. This is who everybody's going crazy over.
Yeah, but that ain't the right picture. He ain't cute right there.
Well, I'm just saying that's all I have. That's all I can find.
It's
I
the
didn't
picture
find him.
smiling. Dang, where did I see that picture?
I see a picture of him in black and white, but not on the show. Of him smiling. But anyway, you find it presented.
I feel like
But
it might have been in the gatekeeper's chat, but I don't remember.
Maybe. Anyway, you can think about it. You have any church announcements?
No, ma'am, I do not.
All right, I don't have any either. So with that being said, we're going to go back to a commercial break, and we'll come back with the answers to trivia. And y'all, this is the moment now where you go ahead and put in the chat who you would like to nominate to be kicked out of the gates tonight. You can do that now while we reveal the answers to trivia. Keisha, look in the comments and see who got what.
I already got it.
So that you could announce the winner. All right, so we will be right back, folks.
Yeah. When I finish with you, 23-hour lockdown.
Yeah, so my horizontal line is a little off. Oh, sorry. Hold tight.
All right. So Keisha, who won our trivia for tonight?
So it was literally milliseconds, but Marvella got them both, and Noki was literally milliseconds behind her.
All right. So Marvella, congratulations. You are the winner for tonight's trivia. Applause again. Woo! Woo! You are getting a entry into the basket. It's going in right now, as you see. Everybody give it up for Marvella. All right. Nominations, folks. Who should be kicked out
Ashley.
tonight? Okay, so Keisha is nominating Ashley. I nominated Martin.
I had another one. I can't remember who it was because Ashley is so prominent in my head. Dang, who was the second one?
Jared says it's Ashley. A lie of omission is still a lie, and you're going to share info that didn't need sharing and have this grieving father mad at Derek's best friend. Plus, you're grieving over not giving Derek a chance now after he's dead. 2, Vanessa. He's nominating Vanessa. Says stop trying to force people to live in your delusional fantasy world. Okay.
Right.
Period.
Dang, I had another one. I can't remember who it was. It's somebody we just talked about too. But
I mean, we know Leslie gone Leslie.
no, it wasn't Leslie. It wasn't one of our.
We know Haley gone Haley. So Naomi, she get a citation, most definitely.
She definitely can have a citation.
Like I said, I nominated Martin because he did not hold.
Oh, I know who it was. Cat, because you need to get up out in people's house so they can do what they want to do, where they want to do it, when they want to do it. Period.
This is true.
So if nothing else, she's getting a citation. It's time for you to go get you a place.
Well, she like her daddy. Her daddy been a year still in the hotel.
Right. Well, then go stay at the hotel with your daddy. He
They
put
don't want to
Eva up.
They don't want to have responsibility.
He put Eva up. Let him put you up too.
Yeah. Something up. I mean, yeah. But Daddy, I need to stay there. You know, Ted feeling a little bit nostalgic, you know, as he was talking to Bill about not being a Dupree or not being in the Dupree adjacent anymore. He feeling the outside of the outside chill air like Bill. Noki says Ashley, Grayson, and Leslie gotta go. Lying asses. Jessica with her trifling self. Oh, and Vanessa too. Jessica could definitely get a citation from me because she was wrong for that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Jessica can definitely get a citation. Keisha, do you need any more before you make your announcement?
No.
Okay, hold on. And the person going home tonight who is being evicted out of the gates is
Crashly.
Ashley. Here come your ride. It's time to go.
Bye-bye.
You will learn to keep your mouth shut.
Seriously.
Or tell the truth, because You omitted information and you lied. So both. Bye,
Yep.
Ashley. Do better. Do better.
She
Anybody
did.
that we add in for prayer tonight?
I would like to lift up Derek's family, his daddy,
Yes. Yes.
and his mama, because she was too grief-ridden to even come.
Yeah, come to pick up the boy, and they won't even release the body yet. He's still part of the investigation. So now Daddy got to wait around in town before he can get the body.
Mhm.
So that's even more tragic. So yeah, prayers to
And-
the Baldwin family.
And Grayson, because
He got caught up in the middle.
he got caught up in the middle, and he's owning a lot of guilt for what happened to Derek. Although
Yeah.
it wasn't on him that Derek followed him, that was Derek's own dumb nosiness.
It wasn't on anybody that Derek did that to himself, but you still have that survivor's guilt, and that's what Jacob has because he's.
And
like,
I was
"It
about to
shouldn't have
say,
been me."
and definitely Jacob.
Yeah, definitely. Jacob is going through. He lost his best friend, and his friend shouldn't even be there. So it's very confusing to him. Like, how all of this when it should have been me. I thought it was gonna be me. My best friend is gone, and how did he even get there? How did he even get in the midst of that? What chain of events led to my best friend dying? In this case, it's a lot to deal with. So yeah, prayers up for Jacob as well.
Yeah.
Do you have a performer of the week?
I do not. I'm accepting nominations. Nobody stood out to me really this week.
I'll give it to Jacob because Jacob really made us feel
He did.
his grief and his anguish this week. Ashley's tears were dismissive for me, and I wouldn't change the mood by her or Naomi, but Jacob's anguish really got me this week. And give it to Anita and Verdon because they made me cringe.
They adequately made me cringe. Yes, they did do that. A lot.
So give it to them three.
They provided the after dark that we did not ask for.
Exactly. Exactly. Pray for Deanna. Marvella said Deanna is grieving hard. She is. She was the daddy's girl. That's hard to accept, especially when you see your mama just moving on. That's kind of hard.
I'm praying for Bill. Bill and his tremors.
Sir Shake a lot. Sir Mix a lot.
I'm so mad at you right now. So upset with you right now.
I do have an announcement. Hold on.
Oh Lord, I'm afraid.
Stay tuned, don't miss a thing. Let's hear what this week will bring. CME, we're glad you're here. Now let's get started loud and clear. CME, we're glad you're here. Come on in and lean in near. CME, we're glad you're here. CME, we're glad you're here. Stay tuned, don't miss a thing. Let this week bring everything. Good evening, CME.
All right, it's summertime, and down at the CME Church Fellowship Hall, our brother Bill Hamilton is passing out milkshakes for the children. You can get strawberry, chocolate, even blueberry. His wife Haley will be there to provide the special syrup on top. So all y'all kids, before VBS, y'all go down to the Fellowship Hall.
Oh Lord
y'all
Jesus!
milkshakes from the Hamiltons.
Ursula, you are going to hell for that.
It's a character. I am not. Don't you ever see me clearly. Not all the stuff y'all done said.
That is so wrong. Yeah, okay. So I didn't see this scene. As I'm looking for the picture of the firefighter, somebody posted a clip from next week of the scene with Joey meeting Kyle. Did you see that I got to go back and watch the trailer for next week.
No, I didn't see that.
So they're saying that's where the suspicion that Kyle is the Impaler is coming from, because we know that the Impaler wants to come talk to Joey. And there's a scene with
I gotta watch that. I didn't see that scene because I watched it twice and I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that scene either. I don't know where this picture came from, but we know he hadn't met Joey yet, so I'm about to forward it to you.
That wasn't in the trailer. because I didn't
just
see it.
sent
I
it to
watched
you on
it like 3
Facebook.
times because we were trying to figure out what Vanessa said about Jacob and Leslie beating threatened to fight Darlene in the middle of the police station. I know he said shake it fast, but watch yourself. Exactly.
Show me what you're working with.
Woo! We all know nothing's gonna happen to Bill. He's a main character. Somebody gonna save him. Madison gonna check him. Something. She can't practice no more, so I don't know how he calling her. But in any case, final thoughts. Keisha, do you have final thoughts?
No, I have no final thoughts. Can we just hurry up and wrap up this Impala thing?
Well, that was a final thought.
That's it. That's it.
I want to see some creativity from them if they're going to be bringing this Doug situation back. I want to see some real creativity and something we haven't seen before with what they're going to do with it. Don't have Mr. Doug McBride come back and play with all our hearts and minds for that. So if he back, bring him back in a way that, you know, that makes sense. That is something that is creative, that's juicy, that makes for good soap. As Keisha was saying, we need good soap. Don't just have him be these floating figments of her imagination every time you turn around with, look here, go there, do that. That's boring to me.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, do it. If you're going to do it, do it. Do it big. That's my thought.
You're going to do it right.
That's right. That's all I have to say. Y'all, it's been great. Friday night hanging out with y'all. Let's keep all of our gatekeepers and family in prayer.
Yes.
And we love y'all. It's been wonderful. And we will see y'all next week behind the gates.
See you next week.
See you next time. Hold on.
Everybody knows the pretty little secrets start to show, and the whole town leans in close, waiting on the one thing nobody chose. Welcome to Behind the Gates, with the love and the scandal never wait. Behind the gates, yeah, behind the gates. Every heart's a rumor in the flames. Welcome to Behind the Gates, where the truth comes out when the night is late. Ooh, behind the gates. Ooh, let's talk about it.
If you can